Mic check. Cool. This mic is louder than I think. Mic check. Mic check. Okay, Yoga Sutra. Here we go. Book 4, Sutra 15. Mic check. Okay, that's better. Namaste. Kurutasha Chaitanya Yama. Kurutasha Chaitanya Yama. Pasutu Samyem. Jitata Peda Tayo Dayol Pakataha. Jitata Peda Dayol Pakataha. Jitata Peda Dayol Jitata Peda Dayol Vipakataha Panantanha. Pasutu Samye. Jitata Peda Dayol Vipakataha Panantanha. Bahuchidutang Namambani Putamekam. Number 1. Tang Bang. I'm gonna take a little cannabis. Tang Bala. Tang Bala. Bahujitita Valamambani Putamekam Pasutu Sadharanam Tatakalu Naikachitita Parikaripitam Naikachitita Parikaripitam Na Pianekachitita Parikaripitam Kimtu Sivapratishatama. I'm sorry, where the mouse is. There we go. Namaste. Mic check. Katam Pasutu Samye Jitata Pedat Taima Pekusham Jitata Siang Pasutu Samye Pi Sukajinyanam Pavatia Taima Pekusham Tatan Evan Tuhakajinyanam Avidya Pekusham Tatan Evan Mutajinyanam Samyagadashana Pekusham Tatan Evam Mahatya Satya Jinyanamiti Kasyam Tachachitana Parikarapitama Nam Janya Chitata Parikarapitana Tenanyasyam Chitito Parago Yukutaha Tasama de Vasutu Jinyana Yolduk Tasama de Vasutu Jinyana Yolgura Hyagura Hana Peda Pinana Yolbi Pakataha Panantanha. Tasama de Tasama de Vasutu Jinyana Yolgura Hya Tasama de Vasutu Jinyana Yolgura Hyagura Hana Peda Pinana Yolbi Pakataha. Almost. Tasama de Vasutu Jinyana Yolgura Hyagura Hana Peda Pinana Yolbi Pakataha Panantanha. I want to say that again. Tasama de Vasutu Jinyana Yolgura Hyagura Hana Peda Pinana Yolbi Pakataha Panantanha. Nana Yoha Samkara Ganantopia Sati Tim Samkhya Pakushwem Punai Vasutu Turigunam Chalam Jam Gunaburoto Damiti Taimadini Mitutang Pekusham Taimadini Mitutang Pekusham Chitutaira Pisamba tiatem, Jitataira pisambadiatem, Jitataira pisambatiatem, Nimitita nuru pasiyantam, Pratyaya siyoto padiyamana siyantanam, Tenam, Tenatemanam, Hetul Pavati, Kechidang Huho, Jinyana Sahapu Devang, Purevangaito, Jinyana, Kechidang Huho, Jinyana Sahapu Devangaito, Jinyana Sahapu Devangaito, Pogiak Devangatu Sukha Divaditim, Etayang Devangarang, Satara Notavam, Satara Notavam, Batamana, Bulbod Tarakut Shonueshu, Bulbod Tarakusho Nueshu, Pasuturu Pamevan Hadu Pahunuvatem, Pasuturu Pamevan Pahunuvatem, Masuturu Pamevan Pahunuvatem, and then number 2. Sutu Sabaru. They should just put the entire word. They should have. Pasutu have to double check, triple check. Pasutu Sabaru Pamebanga Pahu Nuvate. Pasutu Sabaru Pamebanga Pahu Nuvatem. Namaste. Okay. Why is this incorrect? Because, well, the thing remains the same. The mind stuffs are different. Distinct levels of existence. Distinct levels of existence. A single thing is the common basis for many mind stuffs. It is not, of course, figured forth by a single mind stuff, nor yet is it figured forth by many mind stuffs. It is rather grounded in itself. Why is this? Because, while the thing remains the same, the mind stuffs are different. When the mind stuff is in relation with right conduct, the mind stuff has thoughts of pleasure, the thing remaining the same. When in relation with wrong living from the same thing, it has thoughts of pain. When in relation with undifferentiated consciousness from the same thing, it has thoughts of infatuation. When in relation with complete insight from the same thing, it has thoughts of detachment. If this is so, by whose mind stuff would this thing be formed? Nor would it be sound to say that one person's mind stuff is affected when brought into relation with an object formed by the mind stuff of another person. Consequently, the thing and the thought distinct because of dissimilarity, in that the thing is the object for knowledge and the thought is the process of knowing, are distinct levels of existence. There is not even a trace of a blending of the two, but from the point of view of the Samkhya, since a thing has 3 aspects, and since the changes of the aspects are unstable, it comes into relation with the mind stuffs. Dependent upon such determinants as right living, it becomes the cause, in one form or another, of presented ideas as they arise, corresponding to the efficient cause. So many words, and anyway, I guess that's what happens if you don't know how to read the Sanskrit. Anyway. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to change. That was Sutra 15, not 14. Next is Veda. So I'm going to leave that 15 title there because I messed up. Again, I mess up all the time. I'm not good at visual sound. I think that's about it. And maybe set dressing. Props. Where is the thing? Veda here. How did I mess that? Okay, so that was Sutra 15, not 14. I apologize. Veda, Book 5, hymn 24. It should be short from what I remember from yesterday. Yep, it's really, really short. Okay, that's the max. Namaste, here we go. Agna Devam no Anantama Utang Drang Shivo Pavang Paru Tiahu Basuragani Bashushrabang Achachang Nakushui Diumatatamam Rayim Tang Sa no Poti Shruti Havapuru Shuya no Akanyatah Samasamat Tam Tuvang Shoteshutva Di Divaha Sumunangaya Nunami Mahe Sakipyahu Namaste Evamurushu San no Poti Shruti Havamurushuya no Akanyatah Samasamat Tam Tuvang Shoteshutva Di Divaha Sumunangaya Nunamamahe Sakipyahu. Okay. I read the third and the fourth shloka twice. These two twice. Namaste. Okay. O Agni, be our nearest friend. Be thou a kind deliverer and a gracious friend. Excellent Agni, come thou nigh to us, and give us wealth most splendidly renowned. So hear us listen to this call of ours, and keep us far from every sinful man. To thee then, O most bright, O radiant God, we come with prayer for happiness for our friends. Okay. Next is Upanishad, and after that is Garuda Purana, two left. Purana Upanishad, Book 3, Canto 8. 9, 8. How long is this thing? 12. Okay. Irregular shlokas. Is there a manantras? Is there not shlokas? Manantara is, I believe, something that you could repeat over and over and over and over and over. And it's like a magic spell. Yeah, that's it. Did I take it? No, I didn't. Taking my thing, cannabis. After this is running chanting. I've already chanted like 52 rounds or something. I'm gonna do 66. I'm trying to do 66 rounds until I heal. It takes me about 5 hours, which is not that bad. It's 5 hours of meditation to heal. It's worth it. Okay, here we go. Maxed out with cannabis. Here we go. Namaste. Atam Ashitamam Brahmanama Manantaram Atam. No. How do you say it? One. For now. Atam Ha Panchakunam Vyuvangcham Brahmano Pagavananto Ananta Hamimam Devang Prashanao Prakushuyami Down Janame Pakushuyati Na Pai Jang Tu Yushima Kamimam Kashetid Kashchid Brahmodiam Jatati Kashchid Brahmodiam Jatati Purachang Gangiti Manantran Devi Chang Hobang Chang Ham Pai Tuvang Yajinya Barakian Yatang Gang Shio Bang Pai Deho Bogra Putram Ujujiam Tanura Tijiam Grutubang Tubang Bano Banantang Sapatana Sapatana Viantinao Sapatana Viantinao Hasatem Gurutubopot Tishutuen Devame Vangham Gurutubopon Gurutubopot Tishutuen Gurutubopot Tishutue Devame Vangham Momo Gurutubopot Tishutuen Gurutubopot Tishutue Devame Vangham Devang Piam Parashana Piam Mupodast Parashana Piam Mupodasatam Down Me Purohiti Puratucham Gangiti Manantran Turu Sangam Hovancham Yadul Tavam Yajinya Barakian Tibo Yadavaka Puratavian Yadavaka Purativian Yadanantarang Yavanga Purativi Imam Yadapu Dam Jam Pavajam Pavishya Jatiyan Jakushotem Kasamim Setahotam Jam Protam Jati Manantran Chatul Sang Hovan Jam Yadul Tavam Gangi Divo Yadavaka Purativian Yadanantarang Tiang Bang Purativi Ime Yadapu Dam Jam Pavajam Pavishya Jatiyan Jakushotam Pavishya Jatiyan Jakushotam Gangshen Tadotam Jam Protam Jati Manantran Pancham Sangay Hobang Jam Tamasatasutu Yajinya Barakia Yo Ma Etam Biabocho Parasamai Tara Yasubeti Puracham Gangiti Manantran 6 Shashatwa Sangay Hobang Jam Yadul Tavam Yajinya Barakian Tibo Yadabangak Protivian Her Yadanantarang Tiang Bang Protivi Ime Yadapu Dam Jam Pavajam Pavishya Jatiyan Jakushotem Jakushote Kasamim Setadotam Jam Protam Jati Manantran Septam Sang Hobang Jam Yadul Tavam Gangi Divo Yadava Purativian Yadanantarang Tiang Bang Purativi Ime Yadapu Dam Jam Pavajam Pavishya Jatiyan Jakushotam Gangshan Evan Tadotam Jam Protam Jati Kasaminenu Karevan Gangshan Otashijam Protashijati Manantran Ashertwa Sang Hobang Chaita Divine Tadakushara. What the hell? Sorry, I heard something. I'm gonna let whatever happens come down. Okay, 12. That's it. Cool. I'm halfway through at least. So I think this is just one word. Whatever they did. Yeah, and whatever they did here too. Why break it into 2 lines when you... Anyway. Sang Hubang Chad Sang Hubang Chaita Divine Hubang Chaita Divine Tada Kushara Gangi Brahmano Pavibanantia Satula Mananam Bahura Subamatil Kamalot Hita Masane Hamacha Chaya Mata Mobai Bana Gansha Masangam Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramananan Bahura Subamadil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Mata Mobai Bana Gansha Masangam Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramananan Mana Umba Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaba Bahura Subamadil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Mata Mobai Bana Gansha Masangam almost Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramanan Bahubar Hurai Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahuban Huram Hurasava not Huvan Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahurasava Mati Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramanam Manamba Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramanam Hurang Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahuravas Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahurasava Madilkan Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahurasava Madilkan Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Mato Batamo Baibana Gansha Sangam. I'm gonna start from beginning. Sang Hobang Chaita Divine Tadakushara Gangi Brahmano Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramanam Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Mata Mohab Mobai Bana Gansha Sangam Mata Mobai. Yeah, when a word is broken into points like this, I always mess up here. Because to me, it's like you just broke this long snake into two separate snakes. Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Matamo. Yeah, I messed up right there, just right there. Matamo Vaibana Gansha Masangam. Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramaban Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Matamo. Matamo Vaiban Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramadan Manamban Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramanam Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Matamo Ban. Same place. I'm messing up. If you don't know what I'm reading, I'm messing up right there. Just, this is Western stuff. That line, whatever that dash is. Anyway. Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramanam Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Matamo Vaibana Gansha Sangam. One more. Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramam Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramabam Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Matamo Vaibana Gansha Sangam. Just messing up at that place. If this was over here, I bet you I could read it. I probably have finished it like at least a minute ago. That's all I'm gonna say. Abhibadanan Diasutu Ramabam Bahurasava Madil Kamalohita Masane Hamacha Chaya Matamo Vaibana Gansha Sangam. Okay, I'll take that. Achakushu Kama Shurotrama Bangage Achakushu Kama Shurotram Achakushushikama Shurotarama Vangage Amanotejasikama Prana Mamukama Mangatram Amanotejasikama Prana Mamukama Pamatram Amanotejasikama Prana Mamukama Mangatram. That sounded right. Why am I... Okay, I'm gonna repeat it. Something's telling me to repeat it. I can't figure it out. Amanotejasikama Prana Mamukama Mangatram Anantarama Bahyam Na Tadashanati Kim Jana Na Tadashanati Kashachana. It must be because I'm reading it broken. So I'll try to ignore that voice then, because I can't read it in one go. I'm sorry, especially with my injuries. Are you kidding me? I'm just using this to heal. I'm not trying to perfect. I don't even know what these things are. I know it heals me. That's why I do it. That's all. Manantara. I forgot. 9. Etasyang pang akusharasya prashansane kaagi surya chanundrama sao bitrutang Tishutatang etasyang pang akusharasya prashansane kaagi tiang pang purtivyang bitrutang tishutatang etasyang pang akusharasya prashansane kaagi nimeshwa buhul tang ahorang aturan nuyal talma sangam nuyal tama. Okay. Ahorang aturan nuyal tama sangam. One more. Ahorang aturan nuyal tama sangam ma sangam vatavaha sambata sarangam iti bitrutang asetishu tanan tiatasyam pangam akusharasya prashansane kaagi pranachiyonyam nadiyaha syanandantem shivetepyaha parvatepyaha pratijiyonyam yang chan dishamanam betasyam pangam akusharasya prashansane kaagi tadato manushuyoha prashamsananti yajamanam devang daivim pitaronam bang yatadang pitaronam bang yatadang manantara 10. 3 lines. Yo pangam etadakusharam kagya vidita bang semim lokem kagya vidita bang semim lokem semim lokem. Okay. Loke. Kagya vidita bang semim lokem kagya yo pang etadakusharam kagya vidita bang semim lokem kagya vidita bang semim lokem kagya vidita bang kagya vidita bang kagya vidita bang yo pang etadakusharam kagya vidita bang 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 it's probably because of my injuries. One more. I'm gonna try it. Kagya vidita bang simim is also correct, but I wanna stick with kagya vidita bang simim kagya vidita bang kagya vidita bang I'm gonna take that. Juhoti yajatem tapasatapiatam pahuni pashasahasranuyana Tad Pavati Loko Pavati Yo Pangai Etadakusharam Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Lokang Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Sa Kurapano time Yam Etadakusharam Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Sa Brahmanoha. I want to say again from here. Yo, Pangai. Okay, I'm going to take a little break. I just heard a loud thud. Here we go. Yo, Pangai. Etadakusharam Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Sa Kurpanotha Yang Etadakusharam Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Sa Brahmanoha. Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Sa Kurpanotha Yang Etadakusharam Gaya Biditavang Asamaru Lokang Praiti Sa Brahmanoha. Okay, Manantarang 11, 2 more. Tatuvangam Etadakusharam Gaya Dirashatam Drashatura Shrutam Shrotutramatam. Okay, it's outside. Okay. Now I know what's going on. I didn't know what was going on. Taduvangam Etadakusharam Gaya Dirashatam Shrutam Shrotutramatam Manantara Vijñātara Nānya Datosati Turashatara. I'm going to start from the beginning again. Taduvangam Etadakusharam Gaya Dirashatam Shrutam Shrotutramatam Manantara Vijñātara Nānya Tatosati Turashatara Nānya Tatosati Shrotra Nānya Tatosati Manantara Nānya Tatosati Vijñātaminanu Vijñātatam Vijñātaminanu Karevakusharem Gaya Gasham Utashecham Protashechatim. Manantara 12. I didn't miss it. Sang Huvangcham Brahmano Bhagavantasatadevam Bahu Manyatavam Yadasamana Namasamakareno Masamakareno Yadasamana Namasakareno Bujyatavam Na Mai Jangatu Yushima Kamimam Kashichidu Brahmodiam Kashichidu Brahmodiam Chateti Tato Ham Panchakanabhyo Pararamam Iti Ashitamam Brahmanama. Namaste. I got through. The ultimate, okay, 8th Brahmana. Then Panchakanabhi said, Venerable Brahmans, though I will ask him 2 questions. If he will answer me these, not one of you will surpass him in discussions about Brahma. Ask Gayagi. She said, as a noble youth of the Kashis or of the Videhas might rise up against you, having strung his unstrung bow and taken 2 4 piercing arrows in his hand. Even so, O Yajnavalkya, have I risen up against you with 2 questions? Answer me these. Yajnavalkya said, Ask, Galgi. She said, That, O Yajnavalkya, which is above the sky, that which is beneath the earth, that which is between these two, sky and earth, that which people call the past and the present and the future, across what is that woven, warp and woof? He said, That, O Galgi, which is above the sky, that which is beneath the earth, that which is between these two, sky and earth, that which people call the past and the present and the future, across space is that woven, warp and woof. She said, Adoration to you, Yajnavalkya, in that you have solved this question for me. Prepare yourself for the other. Ask, Galgi. She said, That, O Yajnavalkya, which is above the sky, that which is beneath the earth, that which is between these two, sky and earth, that which people call the past and the present and the future, across what is that woven, warp and woof? He said, That, O Galgi, which is above the sky, that which is beneath the earth, that which is between these two, sky and earth, that which people call the past and the present and the future, across space alone is that woven, warp and woof. Across what then, pray, is space woven, warp and woof? He said, That, O Galgi, Brahmans call the imperishable. It is not coarse, not fine, not short, not long, not glowing, not adhesive, without shadow and without darkness, without air and without space, without stickiness, odorless, tasteless, without eye, without ear, without voice, without wind, without energy, without breath, without mouth, without measure, without inside and without outside. It consumes nothing soever, no one soever consumes it. Verily, O Galgi, at the command of that imperishable, the sun and the moon stand apart. Verily, O Galgi, at the command of that imperishable, the earth and the sky stand apart. Verily, O Galgi, at the command of that imperishable, the moments, the hours, the days, the nights, the fortnights, the months, the seasons, and the years stand apart. Verily, O Galgi, at the command of that imperishable, some rivers flow from the snowy mountains to the east, others to the west, in whatever direction each flows. Verily, O Galgi, at the command of that imperishable, men praise those who give. The gods are desirous of a sacrificer, and the fathers of the main sacrifice. Verily, O Galgi, if one performs sacrifices and worship and undergoes austerity in this world for many thousands of years, but without knowing that imperishable, limited indeed is that of his. Verily, O Galgi, he who departs from this world without knowing that imperishable is pitiable. But, O Galgi, he who departs from this world knowing that imperishable is a Brahman. Verily, O Galgi, that imperishable is the unseen seer, the unheard hearer, the unthought thinker, the ununderstood understander. Other than it, there is naught that sees. Other than it, there is naught that hears. Other than it, there is naught that thinks. Other than it, there is naught that understands. Across this imperishable, O Galgi, is space woven, warp and woof. She said, Venerable Brahmans, you may think it a great thing if you escape from this man with making a bowl. Not one of you will surpass him in discussions about Brahma. Thereupon, Bhattacharya held their peace. Okay, last is Garuda Purana. I don't have the digital. There's no. It's considered unlucky, so you cannot find the pure Sanskrit version of it. So I bought it accidentally, by the way. It's called Garuda Purana. What I'm gonna do is chapter 5 today, I think. Let me just double check here. Yeah, chapter 5. So I'll just read it here and then I'll switch over. So let me grab the book. It's pretty long. It'll take me at least half an hour if it's short. 2 minutes, thank you. Okay. Okay. How long is this? 57. So yeah, it'll take me about half an hour. Here you go. Let me get ready for this. I'm mixed out with cannabis. I'm gonna take some nicotine. Before I did exorcism on her, she used to look angry. And that's an understatement. She looked like she wanted to destroy the effing planet. And she's a Holy Spirit or Holy Ghost, whichever term Christians use. An angel, God. She's my God. Here we go. Namaste. Atam Panchamotya Yaha Garuda Uvajam Yanam Yana Jam Papenam Yadyachichihunam Prajan Yatem Yang Yoni Jan Gachachananti Daname Gataya Geshavam Shri Bhagavan Nuvancham Jaiha Pa Pairiyananti Yang Yonim Pa Pino Naraka Gataha Yena Pa Pena Yachachihunam Jan Yate Mama Tachachurunua Brahmahan Goshayarogi Sian de Goduk Sian de Goknaha Sian de Kubujako Jat Sian de Kubujako Jadaha Kanya Kanti Pavet Goshatui Drayashe Janunda Layonishu Sutri Kanti Gai Papangati Jang Bulinendo Rogabanan Pavet Agamiya Gamana Tesharantua Tushichaima Guru Tare Pagaha Mam Sapokotang Tirakatang Engaha Shang Badanan Tasutu Madhyapaha Apakoshoya Pakoshokom Lao Liang de Brahman Laulian de Brahma, Laulian de Brahmanoh, Sian Mahodara, Sian Mahodara, Adatavang, Bishita Machinati, San Pave de Galaganan Davana, Shiran de Tenana Mashuchim, Tatavang, Chitra Kushatui, Prajan Yatem, Gurul Galben no Bamana Tapasamari, one more. Gurul Galben no Bamana Tapasamari, Pavananaraha, Ninandako, Petashang Satranom, Banandurogi, Pavad Truvama, Gutosang Kushui, Pavanamukaha, Ganaha, Siat Pamkati, Pedakaha, Siat Pamkati, Siat Pamkati Pegata, Siat Pamkati Pedakaha, Anoshataha, Siat Vidin, Siat Vihang Hakno, Siat Vibang Hakno, Anoshataha, Siat Vibang Hakno, Janamanantaha, Pusitakam Haret, Cobra Hamana Badam, Cobra Hamana Badam Kata the Kanjaha, Cobra Hamana Badam Kata the Kanjaha, Bamkushang, Jayatem, Gadegado Nurutabang di Siata Data Churotam, Matiro Pavet. Garadaha, Siang Jadonum, Siang Jadonum Matata, Garadaha, Siang Jadonum Matataha, Caravan Tuaguni Pradan Yakaha, Caravan Toguni Pradan Yakaha, Dulpagaha, Palabikretang, Rogaban Paramam Sapuk. Hinajang Tam Prajang Yatam Ratanana Mapaharakaha Kunaki Sivana Haitang Siad Tra Tatuma Siad Tra Tatuma Traharo Tanaha Siad Tratu Tratuma Trarotanaha Han Siad Tratuma Traharotanaha Anana Haltang Paveda Kuha Shalapo Tanya Harakaha Jang Takung Jala Haltang Siad Visho Haltang Jaburosha Chikaha Shankam Patram Shiki Hurutavang Kanan Tam Chunandari Shupan Kanan Tam Chu Kanan Tam Chunandari Shupan Matu Damshaha Palam Gurutro Lavanam Jam Pipilikang Tamambula Pala Pushipang di Haitang Tamambula Pala Pushipang di Haitang Siadavanaro Panem Upanataturunokai Pan Sahaitang Sianam Mesho Yonishum Yashijam Rauduro Paji Bi Jam Marge Sartanam Bilumum Pati Murugaya Biasani Yasatu Chagaha Siadavatika Guruhem Yo Muruto Bishapanena Gurushano Saipo Paved Giram Niram Kushava Pavaha Siadu Kumjaro Diljane Panem Vaishibam, Vaishibadebam, Vaishibadebamakaltaraha, Saiva Pakosho Shecham, Yen Tvijang, Apari Kushvita Pogatangaro, Biankrah, Sil Niljane, Panem, Kayatrim, Jan Samaredia Sutu, Yo Na Samtiam Upa Satem, Anantaldusutva, Vahiha, Sanatuha, San Paved, Brahmano Vakah, Ayan Jaya Jako Viprah, San Paved Gramasu Karah, Paved Gramasu Karah, Karo Bain, Pahuyan Jitavan Tekako, Lilmanantra Pojanat, Pantrem Pidia Madan Tan Jan Pali Baldo, Paved Vijah, Guru Saban, Guru Saban. Sorry, 1 second. Guru Saban Makaltang Jan Shishuya, Siado Kokara, Pashu, Gurum Homokratiam, Tomokratiam, Pipuram, Diljitiam, Pandata, Aranuye, Diljale, Deshem, Jayate, Brahmara Kushota, Brahmara Kushot Sahu, Aranuye. I want to say the whole line again. Gurum Homokratiam, Tomokratiam, Pipuram, Diljitiam, Pandata, Aranuye, Diljale, Deshe, Jayate, Brahmara Kushosah, Mitra Shurutam, Divijem, Tanamatat, Mitra Shurutam, Divijem, Tanamatavan, Jamambuko, Pavet, Satama Satakara Karah, Petakaro Guni Muko, Petakaro Guni Muko, Pavet, Mitra Turugagi, Mitra Turugagiri, Mitra Turugagiri Gurutraha, Mitra Turugagi. Oh man, sorry, I heard something. Okay, just 3 pages left. I'm not even half. I'm 1/3 finished. Mitra Turugagi, Mitra Turugagiri Gurutraha, Mitra Turugagiri Gurutraha, Mitra Turugagiri Gurutraha, Mitra. Yeah, when I said that, something like reacted. It's really bad on their part. It means they're like, if they're doing intentionally, it means they're really bad sinners. Really bad sinners. Okay. Here we go. Mitra Turugagiri Kurudra, Mitra Turugagiri Kurutraha, Siadulu Kaha, Graya Banchanate, Palnamashrama Pari Bandat Kapoto, Jayate Panem, Shanti Chedakaro, Shanti Chedakaro, Yasutu, Senehatu Chedakarasutu, Senehatu Chedakarasutu, Yah, Yom, Tuveshwa Tusutri Pariti, Yom, Tuveshwa Tusutri Paritiangi, Chakrava Chachichiram, Chakrava Kashichiram Pavet, Matra Petra Guru de Beshwi, Pagini Pratra Bairakrat, Kaipe Yonao, Dinashitaha, Siang Dia Badio Nisahasrashaha, Siang Dian Badioni Siang Dian Badioni Sahasrashah Shivashurolgan Lipradam Shivashurolgan Lipradam Nari Nityam Kalahakari Nui Sang Jalaukam Jam Yukam Siad Paltaram Paltusate Jam Sivapatim Jam Paritiajam Parapumsanu Valtini Parapumsanu Valtini Pariguli Kurahagotam Siad Devimukhi Mata Saipinui Yah Sivagotro Bakati Jang Sivagotra Yah Sivagotro Bakan Yah Sivagotro Bakati Jang Sivagotra Satri Nishwebanot Sivagotra-satri Nishwebanot Tarakushuha Sharalako Tarakushuha Sharalako Putuvan Rokusho Yonishu Janyatem Tamasi Gamanat Kami Pavanamaru Pishan Chakaha Aprapatayavana Sangangad Prabheda Jagaro Aprapatayavana Sangangad Prabheda Jagaro Aprapatayavana Sangangad Prabheda Jagaro Banem Gurudara Pila Shui Jan Gurukala Som Pavanaraha Ranjinim Katavan Pavadushudwa Mitra Patanim Jan Galda Paha Gudagom Vidabha Raha Gudagom Vidabaraha Siad Burushaha Shasiad Burushali Patiha Mahakami Pavadyasutu Siadashivaha Kamalamampataha Mrotasyaikam Dashaham Tu Punjanaha Shiva Pijanyatem Napedevalakom Pipron Yonim Kuku Kutta Samjinyaka Kuku Vutta Samjinyakam Drabhyam Tam Devatam Pujam Yah Karoti Divija Tamaha Sampai Devalakom Nama Havyakavyeshu Kahitaha Mahapatakaja Kachanjana Koran Narakana Prapyam Mahapatakajana Koran Narakana Prapyam Mahapatakajanan Koranara Mahapatakajanan Koranan Narakanan Prapya Tarunwana Kaimakushoya Prajayanante Mahapataki Nasutaviham Mahapataki Nasutaviham Karoshatra Mahishuinu Karoshatra Mahishuinam Hi Brahmaham Yonimurata Chatim Brokashivana Shiragalanam Surapam Jnananti Yonishum Kurumiki Tapatagan Gatavam Savanasatai Sama Punuyant Turano Guru Malatang Guru Malatang Tavancham Gramasho Guru Tare Pagaha Parasyam Yoshuitam Hurtavang Yang Sa Pahara Nuena Yang Sa Pahara Nuena Cham Brahmasabara Brahmasavahara no Chachai Van Chang Yate Brahmara Kushasaho Brahmasavam Prano Yang de Pukutam Brahmasavam Prano Yang de Pukutam Tahatyang Saputamam Kulam Tahatyang Saputamam Kulam Palatakar Palatakareno Jaurieno Palatakareno I need water, I guess. I'm halfway through. Palatakareno Jaurieno Tahatya Chanandra Tarakama Lohachul no Shemachul Noem Cham Pisham Cham Charayan Naraha Brahmasavam Tarishu Lokeshu Kaha Pumam Jali Shyatim Brahmasavara Samposhatvani. Sorry, I'm gonna stop for a little bit. Hearing commotions. Let it pass. Kind of regrouping myself. There's 2 pages left. No, I'm at Shloka 40. It's 57. So 17, 18. Brahmasavara Saposhatvani. Yeah, somebody is right outside or something. Brahmasavara Saposhatvani Paha. Sorry, yeah, I need alcohol or something. What should I do? Yeah, I hate it when somebody's actively trying to disrupt me. It's happened countless times. It's the 999th time in the last 5 years. I'm not joking. Okay, here we go. Brahmasavara Saposhatvani Pahanani Palani Cham Yudatakale Bishirianante Saikatan Setabo Yatam. You know what? I'm gonna make a drink for myself. I'm gonna save myself basically. Nobody's willing to save me. I'm gonna resort to alcohol so I could come down and not have to. Because what your enemy, what our enemy, if you're a child of God, what your enemy wants you to do, if you're a child of God, what your enemy wants you to do is to get you riled up and make you into a beast. No longer a human being able to speak. So when you utter something as intelligent as Sanskrit, you cannot utter Aryan Sanskrit unless you have an IQ of 120 at least. At least. 150 would be better. But, so my point is, you know, and when the enemy blocks the speech that you're uttering, that's the biggest insult the enemy could give you. Is stopping you from talking. Is trying to make you into a beast. He's like, come on, be a beast, be angry, be a beast, be a beast. Why are you uttering human words? Why are you uttering words of angels even? And this is how the enemy thinks. I am not kidding. So I'm gonna make a drink for myself so I don't have to get into a fight. Give me 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, about my alcohol. I'm saying this for like 1,000th time, but if you know this manantara, pistol and plasma gun manantara, you're allowed to drink. At that point, drinking becomes a tool for your survival. The art of war states, you should change your tactics according to your situation. You should have a level of situational awareness. And seems like alcohol is saving God. Not me, it's saving God. It's saving my sanity and saving God. Okay, cool. Alright, bring on those noises. I wouldn't even care because I'm drunk. 2 minutes, wait. 5 minutes to kick in. Alright, Shoka 40 again. Nicotine. Namaste. Just 18 shlokas left. How long does that take? 10 minutes. 15 minutes. 10 minutes. Brahmasavara saposhitvani pahanani palani cham yudhutakale bishiriyanante saikatang satabo yatang devadura vyopa poganam brahmasavara haranuena brahmasavara cham Kulanya kulatang jananti brahmanoti krameno cham Svama shritam parityajian devasha sutra parayanam Anyepyo diyate danam katyate yamati kramaha Brahmanoti kramo nasati vipure Veda vibhajitem Jabalam tamagani mutusarajiyan Jabalam tamagani mutusarajiyan Nahi pasamani huyate. I want to read the whole thing, second part again. Jabalam tamagani mutusarajiyan Nahi pasamani huyate Atikrame kurute tangakushuya Pukutuvang jam narakan gramat Janamanan taha sanandarida Janamanan taha sanandaridraha Syanana tanga kimtu ya chakaha Subhadatadam paradatadam pam Yurechajam pasunantarama Shashatui Vaishashaha Shashatui Vaishasha Sahasranui. They might have misspelled it. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read another version. Shashatui Vaishasha Sahasranui. Shashatui Vaishasha Sahasranui. Shashatui Vaishasha Sahasranui. Pishutvoyam Jayate Kurumiha. Sivayam Evancham Yon Tatituvan. Sivayam Evan Pakashwati. Sivayam Evan Pakashwati. Sampapi Narakam Yanti Yabadang Puta Samplavama. Yabadang Puta Samplavama. Final page. Tatituvan Protatim Pumidanam Yatanata. Okay, I just heard something crazy. I'm gonna stop for now to regroup. I hope I'm not in danger. Yeah, it's definitely somebody wanting to pick a fight. So I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna just drink some more, regroup. That was really loud. That's definitely like a sign of aggression. So I'm gonna regroup. Yeah, you gotta be like a crazy sinner to stop me from reciting Sanskrit. Like a crazy, crazy sinner. Like not a normal sinner, but somebody who has many, many victims. Maybe, double digits. Oh, well, I'm not going to hell then. I am not the one going to hell. Okay, last page. And after this is chanting, which will break everything pretty much. If someone dies because of my chanting again, this will be the third person who will be dead because of my chanting. I am not responsible. The person is a great sinner. Whoever dies from this mantra is a great sinner, not just any sinner, a great sinner, meaning a rapist and or a murderer. Somebody who's looked at child porn on the internet for 6 years, every day. Something like that. Something very, very serious, something you can't talk to your children about. Monsters exist, children. What are you gonna do? You're gonna grow up and live with them, or you wanna do what I'm doing? Get rid of them. Or else we have no future. That's just the bottom line. Here we go. Namaste. Datatevam Purututim Pumidanam Yatanataha Paripalayat Na Rakushati Harediasutu Saipakuho Shiva Pijayatem Pipurasiam Purututikam Pipurasiam Purututikam Rakushatenu Palam Pavet Pipurasiam Purututiharano Namakataha Pipurasiam Purututikara Namakataha Shiva Kapil Pavet Shiva Kapil Pavet Evamandini Jihunani Yona Yashicham Kageshivanam Sivakaima Vihitam Lokem Durishianan Tatram Sharirinoam Evam Tushikaima Kaitangaro Pukutuvang Nirayayang Tanam Jangayanante Papa Shashuena Prokutang Sibetang Su Yonishu Tatum Janamasasareshu Prangapian Tiriyaku Shariritang Tuhakangani Param Bahano de Pavadi Parabahano Tuhakangani Parabahano de Pava Parabahano de Pavadini Lapanantitem Tuhakani Parabahano de Pavadini Lapanantitem Bakushri. I'm gonna read 51. I'm only just 7 away now. What should I do? This drinking is really helping me. So when I'm drunk, I am a fighter, I found out. I am scared shitless otherwise. And then when I'm drunk, I'm like, oh, fighting. Sounds like fun. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Okay. Alright, one more hit. And then there's 6 shlokas left. 5 actually. Yeah, 6. I'm running out. Perfect timing actually. Almost done. Tatum Janamasasareshu Pranapya Tiriyaku Shariritama Tuhakani Parabahano de Pavadini Lapanantitam Pakoshuiduhakam tato pogutubang Pakoshuiduhakam tato pogutubang Purashatuishi dan tapodu pavama Manusham lapate pashichang tasami pute shupan shupem Sutri bumsosutu Parasamgena putubang galpe grama dasao Galpa di maranuanantam Galpa di maranuanantam chan prapiyatuhakam Muriyat punaha Muriyat punaha Samutu patatilbinam shashicham chan yatim Sarvadehinam evam pravaltitam chakram putagrame Chatulvitem Kartui Yanantaram Yatang Maltiyan Pramananti Mama Mayayang Pumau Kata Chinanakare Pumau Kata Chinanarake Kalmapa Shasama Brotang Kalmapa Shasama Brotang Atatutadana Chucham Pavedu Daridra pa ba chicha karoti pa pama pa 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 pra pa van narakam prayati punardaridra ha punareva pa pi avashyam evam pokutavyam kurutam kaima shupha shupama na pokutam kushuyate kaima karepi kotui shatairapi. I finished it. Yeah. Should I be afraid? I would. So when you get drunk, you're not afraid anymore. And with the mantra, you can negate all the negative effects of the alcohol. And I'm going to be chanting next, digesting all this alcohol that I've just taken. Iti Shri Garuda Pranue Sarodu Tare Papa Chihunabari Chihunani Papa Chihunani Rupanam Nama Panchamotyayahu. Okay. It's translation. I have the translation. Let me find it. I have the translation online, I mean. So this book, you will not find it online because in Hinduism it's considered ill luck. Now, why would they even say something like that? Well, first of all, this is Garuda Purana is recited in every funeral. And but in the beginning, if you read it, it says this book, if you're from God, it's like a boot camp for your soul. And in layman terms, it means hypnosis. You're being programmed to know what good and evil is to the point that you don't even think about evil anymore, subconsciously. That's how powerful this Garuda Purana is. So powerful to the point that Hindus avoid it unless it's a funeral. But in the beginning of the book, it doesn't specify that this should be read in a funeral. It says that this is like a strong remedy for the righteous. A very, very, so I call it a boot camp. So yeah. Garuda Purana, chapter 5, translation. It's incredibly purifying. I have to, if I have and I never have a good time reading it. Somebody's always doing something when I'm reading Garuda Purana. I mean, there have been maybe a few instances where people have left me alone, but every time I read Garuda Purana, it's like the world is going, oh no, who is reciting this horror movie? I'm like, no, it's not a horror movie if you're from God. Anyway, here you go. Garuda said, "Tell me, O Keshava, by what sins particular signs are produced, and to what sorts of birth such sins lead?" The Blessed Lord said, "The sins on account of which the sinful returning from hell come to particular births, and the signs produced by particular sins, these hear from me. The murderer of a Brahman becomes consumptive. The killer of a cow becomes humpbacked and imbecile. The murderer of a virgin becomes leprous. All three born as outcasts. The slayer of a woman and the destroyer of embryos becomes a savage full of diseases, who commits illicit intercourse, a eunuch, who goes with his teacher's wife disease-skinned." You might say that, oh, there's a Sanskrit word. Yeah, this is really fuzzy. I can't read that. Sorry. But that's the only text you'll find online, unless you know how to find it. The eater of flesh becomes very red. The drinker of intoxicants, one with discolored teeth. The Brahman who, on account of greed, eats what should not be eaten becomes big-bellied. Okay. He who eats sweet foods without giving to others becomes swollen-necked. Who gives impure food at a Shraddha ceremony is born a spotted leper. The man who, through pride, insults his teacher becomes an epileptic. Who despises the Vedas and the Shastras certainly becomes jaundiced. Who bears false witness becomes dumb. Who breaks the meal roll becomes one-eyed. Who interferes with marriage becomes lipless. Who steals a book is born blind. Who strikes a cow or a Brahman with his foot is born lame and deformed. Who speaks lies becomes a stammerer, and who listens to them becomes deaf. A poisoner becomes insane, an incendiary becomes bald. Who sells flesh becomes unlucky. Who eats flesh of other beings becomes diseased. Who steals jewels is born in a low caste. Who steals gold gets diseased nails. Who steals any metal becomes poverty-stricken. Who steals food becomes a rat. Who steals grain becomes a locust. Who steals water becomes a Jataka bird. And who steals poison, a scorpion. Who steals vegetables and leaves becomes a peacock. Perfumes, a muskrat. Honey, a gadfly. Flesh, a vulture. And salt, an ant. Who steals beetle, fruits, and flowers becomes a forest monkey. Who steals shoes, grass, and cotton are born from sheep's wombs. Who lives by violence, who robs caravans on the road, and who is fond of hunting, certainly becomes a goat in a butcher's house. Who dies by drinking poison becomes a black serpent on a mountain. Whose nature is unrestrained becomes an elephant in a desolate forest. Those twice born who do not make offering to the world deities, and who eat all foods without consideration, become tigers in a desolate forest. The Brahman who does not recite the Gayatri, who does not meditate at twilight, who is immorally wicked while outwardly pious, becomes a crane. The Brahmin who officiates for one unfit to perform sacrifice becomes a village hog, and by too many sacrifices he becomes an ass. By eating without grace, a crow. The twice-born who does not impart learning to the deserving becomes a bull. The pupil who does not serve his teacher becomes an animal, an ass or a cow. Who threatens and spits at his teacher or browbeats a Brahman is born as a Brahmin fiend in a waterless wilderness. Who does not give to a twice-born according to his promise becomes a jackal. Who is not hospitable to the good becomes a howling fireface. Who deceives a friend becomes a mountain vulture. Who cheats in selling an owl. Who speaks ill of caste and order is born a pigeon in a wood. Who destroys hopes and who destroys affection, who through dislike abandons his wife, becomes a ruddy goose for a long time. Who hates mother, father, and teacher, who quarrels with sister and brother, is destroyed when an embryo in the womb, even for 1,000 births. mananabhyo. The woman who abuses her mother-in-law and father-in-law and causes constant quarrels becomes a leech, and she who scolds her husband becomes a louse. Who, abandoning her own husband, runs after another man becomes a flying fox, a house lizard, or a kind of female serpent. He who cuts off his lineage by embracing a woman of his own family, having become a hyena and a porcupine, is born from the womb of a bear. The lustful man who goes with the female ascetic becomes a desert fiend. Who consorts with an immature girl becomes a huge snake in a wood. Who covets his teacher's wife becomes a chameleon. Who goes with the king's wife becomes corrupt, and with his friend's wife a donkey. Who commits unnatural vice becomes a village pig. Who consorts with the Shudra woman becomes a bull. Who is passionate becomes a lustful horse. Who feeds upon the 11th day offerings to the dead is born a dog. The Devalaka is born from the womb of a hen. The wretch among twice born who worships the deities for the sake of wealth is called the Devalaka, and is unfit to offer oblations to the deities and forefathers. Those who are very sinful, having passed through dreadful hells produced by their great sins, are born here upon the exhaustion of their karma. The murderer of a Brahman goes into the womb of an ass, a camel, and a she-buffalo. A drinker of intoxicants enters the wombs of a wolf, a dog, and a jackal. The stealer of gold attains the condition of a worm, an insect, and a bird. Who goes with his teacher's wife goes to the condition of grass, bushes, and plants. Who steals another's wife, who misappropriates deposits, who robs a Brahmin, is born as a Brahmin fiend. The Brahmin's possessions acquired by deception, enjoyed even in friendship, afflict the family even for 7 generations, and by forcible robbery, even as long as the moon and stars exist. A man may digest even iron filings, powdered stone, and poison. But where is the person in the 3 worlds who can digest the Brahmin's wealth? Chariots and troops supported by the wealth of a Brahmin crumble away in battle like artificial river banks of sand. By appropriating temple property, by taking a Brahmin's possessions, and by neglecting Brahmins, families become broken up. He is called a neglecter who, instead of making a gift to one who is called, he is called a neglecter who, instead of making a gift to one who is well bred in the Vedas and Shastras, and has resorted to him, gives it to some other. But it is no neglect if the Brahmin is without Veda knowledge. It will be like offering to ashes instead of to the blazing fire nearby. Having neglected Otarkoshuya and having experienced the results in the successive hells, he is born blind and in poverty, becoming not a giver but a beggar, who takes away a plot of land which was given by himself or another, who takes away a plot of land which was given by himself or another, is born for 60,000 years as a worm in excrement. The sinner who takes back by force what has been given by himself goes into hell until the coming of the deluge. Having given the means of subsistence and a piece of land, he should then protect it firmly. Who does not protect but robs is born as a lame dog. Who gives the means of support to Brahmins obtains fruit equal to that of a lakh of cows. Who robs Brahmins of their means of support becomes an ape, a dog, and a donkey. These and other signs and birds, O Lord of birds, are seen to be the karma of the embodied, made by themselves in this world. Thus the makers of bad karma, having experienced the tortures of hell, are born with the residues of their sins in these stated forms. Then, obtaining for thousands of lives the bodies of animals, they suffer from carrying burdens and other miseries. Having experienced as a bird the misery of cold, rain, and heat, he afterwards reaches the human state, when the good and evil are balanced. Man and woman having come together, he becomes an embryo in due course. Having suffered the miseries from conception onwards to death, he again dies. Birth and death are the lot of all embodied beings, thus turns the wheel in the four kingdoms of beings. As the wheel of time turns, so mortals revolve by my magic. They revolve at one time of earth, and another in hell, held fast by the noose of Karma. He who does not make gifts becomes poverty-stricken, and through poverty he commits sin. By the force of sin he goes to hell, and is again born in poverty and again becomes sinful. Karma, which has been made, whether good or evil, must inevitably be suffered. Karma not suffered does not fade away, even in tens of millions of ages. Thus ends Garuda Purana, named on account of the sin, on account of the sins. Chapter 4. This ends Garuda Purana. The chapter titled On Account of the Sins. Chapter 5. Okay, thank you. Namaste. Next is chanting. I'm gonna use minimal lighting, because I open up all the windows, this is what I do when I'm chanting. I found out that's the best way to chant, because otherwise the whole building kind of shakes, and I don't like it either. I'd rather have the vibration spread out and not just, isolated. It's like an isolated chanting phenomenon. No, I open up all my windows, draw up all my curtains, and have minimal lighting. It's like a dark cafe, if you will, a bar setting. And I don't use any lighting for chanting anymore. I found that it's beneficial for me. Whatever's gonna help me heal I'm doing this to help me heal, and YouTube has saved my life. If you have any project you're doing, I'd say live stream it just for your own record. I'm doing this not only for those who may be smart enough to understand what I'm reading, but also because I forgot what I was gonna say. That the car just took over my thoughts. Thanks very much, car. But yeah, if you have a project you wanna live stream it, because that'll give you another perspective, which is real. It's a real perspective to have when you have somebody else looking at it. So and according to the Old Testament, whatever testimony you have, you want to have 2 or 3 witnesses. So that's all you need. You just need 2 viewers or 3 viewers, and then you're using this as a tool. You don't want to be a YouTube star. Trust me. I don't want to be a YouTube star. I don't think I want to be a YouTube star. But anyway, you could use YouTube as a tool. Is the name of the website is YouTube. You broadcast. And what that'll give you is a concrete third perspective, another perspective that's really real, and it could only help you, because it's like having another set of eyes. You only had just one mind. Now I have 2 or 3 witnesses, or 2 or 3 other minds. Okay, will this stop? Anyway, chanting is next. Natural lighting. So you would not even, it'll be pitch dark. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It'll be pitch dark, but you will hear, chanting, and that sound is continuing. I don't know what's going on. At this nighttime? Are you kidding me? If they want me to shut up, that's like the worst way to go about shutting me up. Right. Well, 10 things next. I could talk like this, you know why? My mantra is invincible. This, before I go, I'm gonna just quickly show you. This is my weapon. This is a pistol and plasma gun mantra. This is literally the spiritual form of a pistol gun and a plasma gun, which we don't even have it yet, but it's I could demonstrate it. Hare Duryotana Hare Yudhishthira Hare. Hold on, let me try to do this right. Just Hare Kuroshanoi Hare Bama Hare Duryotana Hare Yudhishthira. I'll do this right. Hare Kuroshanoi Hare Bama Hare Duryotana Hare Yudhishthira. That's the plasma gun part. I'm trying to demonstrate the plasma. Hare Kuroshanoi Hare Bama Hare Duryotana Hare Yudhishthira. Okay. So that mantra is invincible, as guns are invincible. Guns were invented about 800 to 900 years ago. And the fear of guns is a modern phenomenon. The fear of guns did not exist 1,000 years ago. So what's a gun? So now I have a spiritual form of the physical gun. The first part is the pistol. Hare Kuroshanoi Hare Bama. And the second part is the plasma gun. Hare Duryotana Hare Yudhishthira. That's the future. We're gonna have laser guns, pretty much. So instead of killing one person, you're gonna kill a bunch of that's the future. Instead of killing just one person with a pistol, now you get to kill lots of people with the plasma gun. Hare Kuroshanoi Hare Bama Hare Duryotana Hare Yudhishthira. Okay. Namaste. Have a good day. Chanting's next. Thank you.